Good evening, or good afternoon, should I say. My name is Isaac Alston III, and I'm going to be discussing on the topic of interpersonal communication. That's what we're dealing with in our class this week, and it is a very important topic that I love to discuss because it talks about dealing with our own personalities, our own characteristics, and also I would like to include our own behavior. And oftentimes we see that our view is not what others see if we are very in tune with our own self and our mind, our emotions, and our spiritual being, that we should be very familiar with ourselves. We should want friends and family members to give us a very loving, honest, and trustworthy evaluations of ourselves sometime. And that's what I call doing a check-in, a self-evaluation, because oftentimes when we look ourselves in the mirror, do we walk away with not doing a self-evaluation where we can thrive and remain relevant in our workspace, in our extracurriculums activity space, in our family space, in our job space? And of course, we're not going to be liked and loved by everyone. But when they walk away from us, they should say, wow, I'm going to miss this person. And this is where in our week discussion that we're talking to and we're talking about, and I'm loving it because self-evaluation, a self-examination, evaluation, wherever we want to label it, will cause us to strive and become a person that's healthy, and we will carry a lot of substance where people would not want to avoid us and not keep us from their space. And you're going to have those that's jealous, so those that don't want to have anything to do with us. But they cannot say it is because of Isaac, because of Marie, because of Joe. And I'm just throwing out names, so if I don't want to come off as I'm pinpointing someone, but that's what we want people to walk away with, wow, I can't wait to be in their space one more time. And that's very important. And I view myself as an encourager. I'm optimistic. I'm always looking for the benefits in every situation. Even when there's a bad situation, there's always something that can come out of it. A self-starter, a motivator. I get upset when I see others being bullied or being pushed over. And I have to tell myself, is that my battle to go in, to engage in, to help them? And most of the time it's yes, because I can pull that person. Once I built rapport with them, and hopefully I've done that, I can pull them to the side and say, might want to take a look at this. And it starts with you. It starts with me. And that's what I enjoy doing, is engaging with others. I love family. I love to be around children because they have so much energy, and that helps me to stay young as well. My wife, I asked her for honest and trustworthy evaluation, and pretty much it lined up with when I look myself in the mirror. It lined up with me, and she's very honest. She would tell me no, you need to go apologize. No, you need to go and try this method. So your children or your wife, if you're married, your wife, if you don't have, if you're not married, you want a best friend. Again, you want a best friend that can give you a great observation, or a coworker, anyone that can help you stay true to your authentic self. You want to do that. I love to learn. I'm open to learning and to applying what I learn. chew on the meat and spit out the bone, because there's some good things in everything. Because a lot of times when I was growing up, I found myself not always fitting in. And it was because I didn't realize that I didn't know how to express it, and I didn't have anyone to express it to, but I didn't fit in. I just knew that I did not want anyone to be bullied on, peer pressured, made fun of. And that's my circle revolved around that. I didn't want, I just was a humble person. I didn't know how to express it again when I was growing up, but that's where I found myself. And to the man who I am today, of always wanting to help those that's less fortunate. In our interpersonal communication, symbolic interaction theory, that really stuck out to me, because in today's time, seemingly, we don't want to listen to learn. We want to listen just so we can automatically point into who's right or who's wrong. And we'll do that based off of someone who really have not done any hunch or experiment or survey or anything. And that's what's sad. Our culture have better means of communication, but it seemed like it sucked us up into a tube where we can't have an analytical thought process and thinking things all the way out. Because our culture, our environment, our neighborhood, and I believe that's what Mead was getting at, allow us to focus on one symbolic way, meaning that if the sky is blue, it is not going to never turn colors. At nighttime, it won't get black, or it won't, in the sunrise, it won't be orange. It's always going to be blue, and that's just not the case, right? So I related that to how our culture is with interacting with the cultures, the different diversity of cultures, and only in that, inside the cultures, inside that culture, I don't like to stereotype. So, that's just something bad. Every person is different. Though you may have a person or friend that is similar to another friend in some characters, some behaviors, or some things like that, or in personalities, but everybody is different. Everybody has a different fingerprint, right? And that's where that's why symbolic interaction, meaning it's not always. Just because I had a bad experience with one person, with one female, does not mean that all females are bad. It's every person. We should go in with every person, every situation, knowing that I can learn something, or I can get something different from out of that situation. And that's why I got excited, because this experiment, this video, has given me a chance to speak out what's going on in my little brain about life issues. And our characteristics and our personality is so important in how people view us and how we view ourselves, right? Mead hit the three central ideals of social interactionism. Is action depends on meaning. Different people assign different meaning on a thing, and the meaning of something can change, right? Because we're human beings. How we were at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 does not, we wasn't always like that. We've evolved, we've changed, we're striving on different levels. And that's what, that's why I love this theory, because it gives us flexibility. It gives us a way to allow people second and third chances, to give them grace, to show them mercy, because now we have empathy and we can empathize with how they may feel or may be able to be thinking, because their experience, their culture, their background may view each of us in a different situation. And can I use race, for example? And I know you all are probably, who's listening to this, may say, he's talking about racism. I could be talking about racism, but it could be sports, it could be on the job, it could be a mechanic. Sometimes we go in thinking all mechanics want to rip us off, or every time we go through the drive-through, they're going to be mean, or they have forgotten customer service skills and behavior. So it can be with anything that we can speak bad about someone, or we can speak overly good about someone. So that's why the symbolic interactionism is a great tool to use, in meaning that just because you start off with someone who has a bad behavior doesn't mean they don't want to check themselves or correct themselves, or want constructive criticism. And if we give it in love and give them room to change, it can probably be in an interpersonal communication. It can be a great thing. So effective communication is a continuous effort in wanting everyone to evolve, to learn something new about us and help us along the way. And it does not mean that's just the way it's going to be, because that's just the way they are. So we can go in and say, hey, look, because I have had this experience, I have had this situation, does not mean that this person or these group of people is always going to treat me like this. It gives us room to want to communicate with them, and to want our team, our club, our group, or just our friend to become a stronger and better person. So that's why I related to this theory, and I'm expecting that all of us in our class will be able to get something, to grab something from these theories and become a better person, to help our group, or help our five besties, our three besties, to want to become a better person. And a lot of times, some people they do not realize that's who they are, and they don't really understand that nothing is wrong with them. But if you're giving off bad energy, or you're treating someone wrong, or you want to fit in just to fit in because that's how you're going to get ahead in your job, sometimes we need to walk this thing out in life by ourselves, and they'll come back and say, you know what, you were right when you thought that way. I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now, because I was part of that group. Now that group is treating me wrong, or that group is treating me different. And this is just a tool to help us out in life. So my expectations is we all can walk away. We all can share with one another, where we can learn from one another in life. So that's who I am, and people view me like that. Even when I don't feel like I'm being effective as I am, someone will contact me, or a coworker, or even my supervisor, say, hey, I appreciate you. And man, that is a great feeling and a great team to be on. So I hope you all are getting something out of this. I really am being challenged with these theories, because a lot of these theories are new to me, and I really thought I have learned a lot. So no, symbolic interactionism is a great tool, and I really enjoyed it. So, and I hope you will. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope you all are learning something as I am. Good day.